Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel! Woo! We are hopping right into some of the questions that you guys had for this here DIY I did probably almost approaching 2 years ago. I posted a reel on my Instagram feed and you guys absolutely loved this DIY. I got so many messages and comments about it and I figured let's do a follow-up. One of you guys actually messaged me and said, hey, why don't you do a follow-up on your propagation station since, you know, I really like to do that, but I'm not sure about the maintenance of it. So we'll hop right into it and I'll try and answer as many questions as you guys had. And let's roll right into the video, you guys. Many of you guys were curious about how I clean the test tubes because some of the stuff that you guys are using currently that's glass kind of develops an algae and kind of gunky and just doesn't look very nice. So there are different tricks to keeping them clean. I haven't really had to use any tricks, honestly. I haven't cleaned these guys out since I've made them. So like I said, we're approaching 2 years and I've cleaned none of them, like ever scrubbed them out. So I'll give you guys a close-up and show you kind of what it looks like. I think maybe the frequency in which I'm changing the water is kind of been helpful for that, but I think they look cool. I mean, there's a little bit of buildup around the upper part of it, but we'll zoom in and we'll show you guys that. First things first, this is the best part. Boom. There are 2 magnets on the back and there are 2 magnets within the concrete itself. So it's very easy to just take this little guy right on off and walk on over to your bathroom where you can fill it up with water. Sometimes I'll bring a can and I will come fill them up if they just need a top off. But most of the time I'll just go, my bathroom's like right over here, right over there. So I'll go dump the water out, refill it. And that's probably why I don't have a lot of issues with like the grime and the algae buildup that a lot of you guys were very concerned about. We'll zoom in here so you guys can kind of see what these beautiful little things look like. And I'll show you kind of how I fill them up and all that jazz. If you want to see it, keep watching. All right, so basically this is the test tube. There's a plethora of roots in there, right? And it looks pretty clean. I mean, you can kind of tell up here at the top, it gets a little bit grimy. Like I haven't scrubbed this at all. So that's, you know, that's pretty good for 2 years. This guy basically took off, but again, you can see pretty clean for having the plant in it. This guy is probably the dirtiest, but I mean, all I have to do is change the water out. Other than that, it looks fine. I think they're beautiful. So I'm just gonna make sure I'm getting everybody's questions answered here. So we said 40 for a set of 5. Bag of concrete's about $6. The form was free if you have any kind of plastic container, or it's probably around like $3 if you want to go get the exact one I did if it's not on sale. The Willie's brand, by the way. Very delicious salsa. The magnets, $15, but it's a 100 pack. So you'll have magnets for days. And then the glass glue is about $4. And then all the materials, like I said, I will link them below for you guys. Everything was from Amazon except the concrete and the form, which was from the grocery store. The best plants for propagating. Honestly, any plant with a node you can propagate. So a node is where the hormones are in a plant. You can definitely find lots of YouTube videos that will show you where you're supposed to cut your plant if you plan on propagating it. And if you are looking for a prayer plant propagation video, I actually have one on my page, so you can go check that out. How long do you leave the cuttings in the tubes before transplanting them? So that's a difficult question to answer specifically because honestly, sometimes things take forever to root. I think it was a monstera, no, what was it? well, I can't remember which plant it was, but it took forever to root. And it was some type of monstera, which you would think they would root rather quickly, but for some reason it was taking a hot minute. So it depends on the plant. It also depends on the frequency that you're changing the water if you're doing the water propagation, which, I mean, if you're watching this video, you are obviously doing the water propagation. Anyways, that was a dumb point, Colleen. Anyways. But yeah, it depends. These guys, like I've been saying, that's their home. They'll never ever leave there. 2 years running, maybe this guy's a little bit less. The ficus, golden gem, maybe like a couple months, 6 months, 8 months, something like that. But that's their home. They'll never leave. If that's not your purpose for it, then you'll have to look at how healthy the root is, and that all, like I said, changes and depends on a lot of different things. All right, do you transfer the rooted plants into pots? That's up to you guys. You know, like I've been saying, that's their home. I don't plan on transferring it. I have another wall that I use as a propagation station for actually just rooting a plant and then transplanting it into said soil or whatever material you want to plant your plant in. How often do you change the water? If you're trying to root a plant, 100% you need to be changing the water frequently if it's not showing that it's rooting. So if you have a plant in water for like, I don't know, 2 weeks straight and you're not really seeing any kind of growth, I would say change the water. To be on the safe side, I would change the water once a week until you start seeing the root grow. And then you can kind of determine, like, you know, how much more frequent you want to do it or how much less frequent you want to do it. Where can I find the DIY video? That was a huge question. It's on my YouTube here. The link will be in the description below, or you can just head over to my channel and scroll through my videos and I'm sure you'll find it. How much sunlight do the tubes need, and suggestion for rooms? Definitely you're gonna need light. You don't want direct light by any means. This is a south-facing window, and these guys are right here on the wall next to it, and then there's also another window over here, but this room is south-facing window side. Does really well. I also have my other propagation station across the hallway right here, and that also does really well, and that obviously isn't a south-facing window room. So it just has to have, I would say, indirect sunlight. You can't have a room that has no windows or one that doesn't get light at all, obviously, but I would say any room that gets indirect light is fine. No direct sunlight though, because it's in water and you don't want the roots to get all warm and algified, you know what I'm saying? And how do you clean them? I haven't done anything. I just changed the water. You can scrub them if you see that like you're getting a lot of buildup, and I'll probably scrub these guys because, like I have been showing you, there's a little bit of buildup around the corners of the top, or the top half of it. But other than that, like I said, I don't really struggle with the whole algae issue that a lot of people were concerned with. That's pretty much all the questions I had. I'm gonna check Instagram real quick, see if anyone else had any more questions, but I think that's it. And then I'm just gonna do some close-ups of this guy over here because it's really cool. Oh wait, do I still like it? And is it cool? And would I still do it? Yes, yes, yes. And yeah, like this is probably the coolest wall in my entire home. And I don't have a lot of things on the wall, but you know, like if I'm gonna put something on the wall, it's gonna be plants. Plants, you know, why not? That's gonna wrap up the video today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, make sure you hit that like button. Comment down below if I left anything out and you guys are curious about any other aspect of the propagation planters. And as always, feel free to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss another video with me. Catch you in the next one. Bye!